Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Catherine Kleiss, and today I want to talk about narcissistic abuse and early warning signs. So narcissistic abuse is psychological and emotional abuse, sometimes physical, financial, sexual, right? But it's that deceptive type of abuse with somebody that has two distinct personalities, like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde personality. This perpetrator is inflicting that on the individual. So some characteristics of a narcissistic individual is going to be that desire for control, manipulation, and lacking of empathy. So these people just have a strong desire for control and they love to manipulate the situations. So this is why relationships with a narcissist are often extremely confusing, because they act one way sometimes and then act a completely different way at other times. I often say, if you feel like you wish you had a recording in the house, you might be in a relationship with a narcissist, because the things that they say change from minute to minute, from day to day. They'll say something and then 2 seconds later say, I never said that. So some early warning signs of narcissistic abuse is when you start to feel like your partner has some controlling tendencies or insecurities that's keeping you from doing the things that you would normally do, hanging out with your friends, going to the gym, seeing your family, going out, those kind of things. They deal with a lot of control and insecurities. They blame and deflect responsibility, right? Like accountability. So they put everything, they blame shift and put it on the victim. They might be criticizing or be using belittling behavior, and they'll have unpredictable mood swings. So it's really, really important that you're protecting yourself from narcissistic abuse. And I always say that the best way to protect yourself is to arm yourself with information and knowledge. It's harder for someone to gaslight you when you know what gaslighting is. When you suspect that you're being controlled, you are harder to control. When you suspect that you're being manipulated, you're harder to manipulate, okay? So you need to be able to spot these tactics that they're using. When they start talking over here, word salad. When they start doing that, straw man, okay? When they abuse you kindly in public, dog whistle, right? So you know what's going on and they can't get away with it anymore. Another really, really good way to protect yourself from narcissistic abuse is to make sure you're not isolated. Our brains are a computer and they believe what it hears more often, right? So if all your input of information is from this person, you're going to lose your mind. You're going to lose your mind because they are telling you things about yourself that aren't true, about reality that's not true, right? So like you're literally going crazy, and it creates trauma brain, which is brain damage. So it is super important that you're not isolated from friends, family, or a therapist, okay? So get a support system. And then the third thing that you really, really can do to protect yourself from narcissistic abuse is going into a no contact state, because when you're not talking to them or listening them for a while, things become more clear. All of the fog fades and you can start to see reality again. So it's really, really important that you give yourself that time, okay? So arm yourself with the tools, get a support system, and then take that time. So just to recap, narcissistic abuse is extremely, extremely confusing. If you're confused in your relationship, just do some research, okay? I'd like you to go forward and look up gaslighting, look up dog whistling, look up narcissistic abuse in a relationship, look up narcissistic tactics, and look up the cycle, right? That will explain the beginning, the love bombing, then the devaluation, then the idealization, then the devaluation, okay? Get yourself safe and take care of yourself.